First of all, if you'd like to see more Hanja videos like this, please leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, all of those things so that I can know that you want to see more. Now, the point of these videos is not to teach you how to read and write these characters. While that's certainly useful, it's not the most useful part about learning them. That is learning their sound, learning how they're used, as well as some common combinations where you might see them. And the character we're going to be learning about today, the Hanja we're learning about, is this one, which is read as 자. Originally, this is a drawing of a baby, so that's a baby with a big head here, swaddled in a blanket, so that's the blanket kind of going up to its head. And it actually means any child or an offspring. Now, although it means child, it's typically used in combinations to mean a boy, a male child, so a son. For example, in the word 부자, 부 is from a Hanja meaning father, 자, so father and son. Or 왕자, 왕 meaning king, so the king's son or the prince. As well as the word 자녀, 자 meaning male child and 녀 meaning female, so male and female. This is used to mean children. But it's not only used to mean male son. It's also just used to simply mean person. 남자 and 여자. 남 meaning male, 여 meaning female, so male child, a boy or a man. Doesn't have to be a young person, it's also for an adult. Or 여자, so female person. But there are a lot of places where this character is used where it doesn't mean person at all. That's what I think is the most interesting part about this character. So let me give you some examples of that. Now, there are dozens and dozens of these words, but I've just picked 3 that I kind of like. 모자. 모 actually means a hat or a bandana. This is the regular word for a hat, a 모자. 의자 is a chair. This actually already by itself means a chair. And 상자 means a box. 상 actually is the character for itself that means box. And these are straight from the Chinese language, so you don't have to memorize them separately like this. You can just remember, oh, 모자 means hat, 의자 means chair, 상자 means box. Now, using my very limited understanding of Chinese, this 자 here is actually not being used as the meaning of its character. It's actually just being used more like a particle. And what this particle does is transforms a word into a noun. So here, 모 already has the meaning of like a hat or a bandana, but it's not used on its own. So if you want to say the noun, which is a bandana or a hat, well then you would attach 자 to make it as 모자. So I think it's because adding this 자, this particle, makes the word a noun, and it means a noun with the properties of whatever comes before it. So literally, 상자. So a noun with the properties of a box is a box. What I don't know, however, is why did they select this specific character? If anyone's Chinese, if anyone speaks the language and knows why they picked this one and not another character, then please let me know in the comments. I would be curious to know. There's another very common usage of this character that is in many older names. So people who are, I would say, 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, like that. It used to be a much more common ending for female names. For example, 순자, or maybe 영자, and many more like that. It's not so common nowadays anymore. What this was during the Japanese occupation of Korea, which was until the end of the Korean War, many Koreans were pressured a lot sometimes, to actually just change their names completely into Japanese names. So they would, and females often would change their names into ones that ended with this character, which in Japanese is read as ko. Now you might know some Japanese names that end with this. Kanako, Yumiko, Sadako, if you're familiar with The Ring. And this character, ko, is written this way, which in Korean is pronounced as 자. But because of that period, there are so many more during that time. And if you see a name that has this at the end, you can probably guess it's going to be an older person, or at the very least, it's an older sounding name. So again, this doesn't sound bad, but it's really not so common nowadays. And I don't know a single person with this in their name who's any younger than my mom. So where else have you seen this character used? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in another episode. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.